This message is for all the beautiful moms and dads out there whom the Lord has blessed with a child living with disability. I have a number of friends who have children living with disabilities, and I know the challenges they go through on a day-to-day basis. I offer them reassurance, as often as I can, and I pray for them every day for God to continue to give them strength to carry through, because it is daunting. It is not easy by any chance to look after a child with disability. Now imagine going through all that, and then somebody who is supposed to have human compassion, a human being like yourself, is calling you out on social media to come and explain why you are not showcasing your child with a disability. Like, this is so painful. I saw this a few days ago on the internet, and it broke my heart. Like, how can you, a woman, call out another woman to come and explain? Does she owe you that explanation? Like, what is that all about? How can you be dragging somebody for having a child with a disability? Like, is it their fault? Did they create that child? Like, do you think it is not painful enough for them? Like, how can you? What has happened to human beings? What has happened to human compassion? What is wrong with us humans? Like, this is, I don't know if it is the pediatric nurse part of me that is so irritated by this, or it is a Christian part of me. Like, I just don't get it. Like, I am so pissed. Like, this is unfair. Let us be humans again. Let us be compassionate. These parents with children with disability are going through a lot. Like, how can you be so cruel to call out a parent for having a child with disability? That is completely unacceptable. That aside, and for you, dear parents that have a child with disability, be it learning disability, autism spectrum disorder, any kind of disability it is, I have a message for you. My message for you is this: don't let yourself feel bad or feel low that you have, or even feel less that you have a child with a disability. First of all, you didn't create that child. You didn't create the child. You are not a creator. God is a creator. Second of all, it is actually a privilege, an absolute privilege, to have a child with a disability. You know why? I'll tell you. God has searched through the entire universe. He has searched the west, the north, the east, and the south, and has seen that there is nobody in the entire universe that has the capacity to look after that child, to love that child unconditionally, but you. So it is an absolute privilege. God chose you to do that job because He has seen that you have a big heart. And you have a big heart. That is why God chose you. God did not choose them. Even me, God did not choose me because He knows I cannot cope with that. Maybe He knows that I don't have adequate capacity to cater for a child with disability or to love that child unconditionally. I am trying to tell you, parents out there who have a child with autism, who have a child with a spectrum of any kind, who have a child with chromosomal abnormality, who have a child with any disability at all, that God has chosen you. God has chosen you to have that child because you are the only person in the universe that has a good heart, that has a big enough heart to accommodate, to love that child unconditionally for the rest of your life. So it is a privilege. It's like being given an honor. It is, for me, it is an honorable position from God, and I want you to glorify God in it. Don't let anybody bully you. Don't let anybody make you feel bad for having a child you didn't create. Remind them, and quote me, Juliet, that I said that you are special. You are special with an extraordinary large heart to unconditionally love and accommodate this child in your life. And that is why God has chosen you. So it is an honor. When next they want to shame you, tell them and remind them how privileged you are, that how honored you are to be chosen by God, the Most High God, the creator of heaven and the creator of all human beings, to parent that child. So don't let anybody make you feel less. Don't entertain it. Don't let it happen. And when the devil comes to those overwhelming thoughts, because yes, I understand that looking after a child with disability can be quite challenging. I know that. I do know that. I acknowledge that I have some people in my life who have children with challenging behaviors, and I also have nursed a lot of children like that. And I want to tell you what this, regardless of how daunting it is, God has given you the strength. You know what He said? He said He's not going to let any temptation bigger than you to come to you. So you are already well equipped. You were designed for this, and that is because you are extraordinary. So shine in this, and don't let anybody, I quote, anybody, don't let anybody make you feel otherwise. Quote me,